We are in an age of specialization. There are a few explanations for this shift. In the Romantic era, disciplinary specialization was not a necessity because of the volume of knowledge that individuals might try to study or obtain. It was very manageable back then. Secondly, the educational system of the period supported more interdisciplinarity, more so than the system today. The system in the Romantic era focused on training resourceful students with mental discipline as well as an intellectual confidence whose knowledge was expected to widen over their lifetime. Mental versatility was the goal. There was a growing interest in self-improvement and usefulness at that time, as well as a belief that the world, in all its variety, is man's to study and master. A third reason for this shift to specialization is because Romantic polymathy generated so much new knowledge so rapidly that disciplinarity and professional specialization became necessary. It was during the Victorian period that the era of specialization, which we still have today, began to emerge, and the emphasis on wide general knowledge began to wane. During the Industrial Revolution, the age of Ford's assembly line, circa 1913, the concept of division of labor became even more widespread and has evolved over time from being applied to physical labor to also intellectual labor, even labor done virtually. So, although it's efficient and economical, did this move to specialization come at a cost? Although overall there has been a trend towards specialization in the modern era, not all organizations support this view. For instance, Jonathan Rosenberg, former senior vice president of products at Google, said in an interview with Harvard Business Review's IdeaCast that at Google, they focus on hiring people dedicated to continuous learning as opposed to specialists, quote, and the main reason is that when you're in a dynamic industry where the conditions are changing so fast, then things like experience and the way you've done a role before isn't necessarily as important as your ability to think. So generalists, not specialists, is a mantra that we have internally that we try to stick to. Specialists tend to bring an inherent bias to a problem, and they often feel threatened by new solutions, end quote. So Google is an example of an organization that appreciates the power of the polymath.